Into the Clay Edwards Show. This segment is going to be brought to you by Lakeland Glass and Tint, where quality matters. Right there on Lakeland Drive and Flowood Drive at their new campus. If you need your home, car, or business windows tinted, Lakeland Glass and Tint has you covered. If you need your vehicle wrapped, Lakeland Glass and Tint has you covered. Hey, you're starting a new business. You know, you don't want to spend a ton of money on a big sign. You want some of the best advertising you can get. A rolling billboard is some of the best advertisement you can get. And, hey, you can write it off, too. So, as a business owner, you know how important that is. And maybe you don't want to do your whole vehicle. Just get your logo, put it on your back glass or something. I think I'm about to do that. But anyway, check them out, lakelandglassandtint.com or 601-946-1000. Make sure to tell Jason Anderson and the team that you heard it on the Clay Edwards Show or WYAB. Let them know that you are supporting us by supporting them. All right. We got something really cool here in the studio. We have got Miss Ivanna Williams. We have got Miss Leah Robinson. And on the phone, we have got Miss Ashley Deadeye Jones. Ashley, are you there?
I'm here. Hey.
Let me rephrase. On the Mac Hike of Flowood phone line, we've got Miss Ashley Deadeye Jones from Swamp People. And ladies, whoever wants to start the conversation can. I'll just throw this out there. We were at the Mississippi Wildlife Extravaganza in Pearl a few weeks ago. I just was kind of bored at the house and went down there, and boom, here's my neighbor, and here's my friend Ashley doing a round table, like a talk. And there were some other ladies there that I wasn't familiar with, so I sat there and got to watch this whole thing. And I guess that's where this idea kind of birthed from. Am I correct there?
Right.
So y'all decided to start a group, and it's called SIPPI Girls, kind of a play on the name, the word Mississippi. SIPPI Girls, and you're focusing on female hunting and trying to get younger girls into hunting and taking them on hunting trips and possibly a reality show. And I know we talked about a podcast and some other stuff that are in the works.
Right, exactly.
Well, this is really cool. Y'all tell me how it all came about. What's the game plan? What's the mission statement?
All right, well, like you said, we were all talking in the women's panel, and I just noticed all the women, how we had different experiences in life when it came to hunting, and I saw the dynamic in it. And before we even finished the panel, I had discussed with Leah over here, I was like, this would make a great show. And to also be able to bring back to other women the ability to go hunt who might not have that opportunity otherwise. Like I don't. I've only hunted twice. I didn't grow up with a father that was from Mississippi. He's from New Jersey. So I didn't grow up in that family of, oh, we're going hunting every season. So everything I'm doing and we will do is new for me. And I know there's a lot of other women out there that probably have the same experience. So we all decided, hey, let's do this for real. Let's get this going. And so you were very kind enough to offer us to come on to your show and talk about it.
Well, I've got a daughter. Two daughters, and they both hunt. So it's I'm not sure. I know Peyton's killed one. Kylie's killed 3 in the last calendar year between the end of last hunting season and well, over the last 2. Long story short, but inside of 12 months, she killed 3 bucks, and so we're fired up at my house for hunting. I've got a freezer full of deer meat, and I love it. So it's a win-win. So getting to see. And I never hunted growing up. I mean, I did outdoor stuff, but I was more into riding four-wheelers and dirt bikes and all that than I was hunting and fishing, more so. And so to see my daughter get into it on her own, well, with her grandfather's help on her mom's side, to get into it and be able to hunt and fall in love with it. You know, so when y'all said y'all were doing this, I'm like, well, this actually hit home for me.
Right.
You know, and to see young girls, so my daughter's 20, that's still young, to see them get as excited as they have about it. And she calls herself the Buck Slayer and all kind of stuff. But it's just like, that excitement. It's like, hey, she's finding her thing.
Right.
You know, so to see other girls maybe be able to do that is really cool. And Leah, tell us a little bit about yourself. I haven't had a chance to meet you until like 2 seconds ago. What is your role in all this? How did you get into hunting and all that?
So I work for the Mississippi Wildlife Federation, who hosts the Mississippi Wildlife Extravaganza. So I was actually supposed to be asking the questions on the panel, and then I started answering questions on the panel. And but I've been hunting since I was probably 4 years old with my daddy and my older brother. So I've been hunting all my life. And then I started turkey hunting in high school and got addicted to turkey hunting. And then I started waterfowl hunting in 2014 with my husband, and I've never looked back. Waterfowl hunting is my favorite hunting. I've traveled to 10 different states to duck hunt on public land, so it's been amazing.
Man, that is awesome. And looking at Ashley, we've heard you told us your story the last time you were on here with Jimmy and stuff, but you want to refresh people kind of how you got into hunting. You've only been hunting about 7 years, right?
That's right. Being from Mississippi, you would think that just comes natural, like Leah grew up hunting, but I kind of am able to have the diversity as far as teaching myself how to hunt. My husband helped a lot, but something just came over me, and you couldn't get me out of the woods. And I'm sure that there's a lot of people, especially young women, that, whether or not they have somebody to take them hunting or not, just, teaching them the fundamentals of it so that they're able to get out there and do it in a safe way, but just encourage them to do it. It's typically a male sport, and so that's not something that, if you don't have parents or grandparents that hunt, may not be something that you ever get to do, even being in Mississippi.
I like that you called it a sport, because I firmly believe it is sport. I like that you did that. Now you used it, or it helped you, should I say, overcome a lot of anxiety and depression and stuff that you were dealing with?
Absolutely. I had been going through some depression, and my husband told me, he said, I'm going to take you out deer hunting, and it's going to change your life. And God blessed us with the best deer season ever. And that's not because we killed a bunch of deer. It was just because I learned so much and I saw so much. And everything in your life, you can refer back to deer hunting, whether it's patience, whether it's not being there at the right time or not being there at all and missing out and not working hard. Everything, you got to prepare a lot for it. And everything in life you can refer back to deer hunting. And it makes you overall just a better person.
No, it does. Sitting here listening to you tell the story about learning patience and stuff, it has me wanting to go sit in a stand this year and try to be more patient and cut the phone off and kind of escape from the world and go do it a little bit more. I usually just go down to deer camp, and I end up kind of being the kitchen witch and just doing all the cooking and stuff. So I think this year I may actually partake in the hunting side of it, not just shooting at bottles and doing redneck stuff.
It's funny because, if you're looking down at your phone while you're in the deer stand, there's no telling how many deer you miss. And that goes with anything in life, too. If you're stuck in your phone, there's no telling what we miss.
I was at a concert recently, and I decided to keep my phone in my pocket the whole time and actually watch the concert. It was the Poison concert up at the casino in Philadelphia there, but I had to look through everybody's arms and stuff around their phones because everybody's trying to record everything and look at their phones. I'm like, can we not just watch the dang concert? But I mean, just to your point about putting the phone up and watching what's in front of you and actually making real memories, not trying to record memories that you'll never go back and watch.
Yep.
I tell you what, we're up against a break. Let's take a break real quick. We'll come back. We're joined in studio by Ivanna Williams, Leah Robinson, and on the phone we've got Ashley Jones. They've started a new group called SIPPI Girls, and there's some other girls involved in this too, right?
Right.
Yep. So we'll talk about that, and I kind of talk about y'all's mission statement, how what y'all plan to do moving forward. How do people get in contact with y'all to get young girls on these hunting trips and the whole deal? Stay tuned. You're listening to the Clay Edwards Show. We'll be right back on 103.9 WYAB. Breaking rules when necessary. Welcome back into the Clay Edwards Show. We are live here on 103.9 FM in Jackson, Mississippi. We're streaming worldwide at WYAB.com and on the TuneIn app. Just search WYAB. You can always take us with you no matter where you are at, and the podcast will be available usually within about 30 minutes of the show ending. So if you missed any of it, if you were in and out of the car, you want to pick up where you left off, just search Clay Edwards Show on your favorite podcasting service or music streaming service. We're on iHeart, Amazon, Spotify, all those places, Apple Podbean, etc. And hit the subscribe button. You'll get a notification every time I load a new show. Or just go to ClayEdwardsShow.com. It's all consolidated there as well. And this segment is going to be brought to you by Guns and Gear, located at 1716 Highway 51, right there in Gluckstadt, the home of No Limit Ammo. If you can afford it, you can buy it. And of course, they got all your favorite guns and gear. And they do Cerakoting and gunsmithing right out there at Guns and Gear. Shop them online, gunsandgearms.com, or give them a call, 601-707-5713. And we appreciate Guns and Gear sponsoring our text line here. And if you want to text in, speaking of that, if you got any questions for the ladies, 769-241-1944. All right, we've got Ashley Jones on the Mac Hike of Flowwood phone line. Hey, Ashley, you still there?
I'm here.
All right, thank you for staying on hold through the break. In the studio, we have Ivanna Williams and Leah Robinson, and they are the SIPPI Girls. Who's the spokesperson for the group? Who is the loudest person in the room?
Maybe a tie between a few of us.
It depends on the day.
I got you. All right, so the goal with this is to get more girls into hunting, and get out on hunting trips and show that maybe this is something you've never experienced, and maybe it's something you'll love. Like my daughter, for example, which I would have never pegged her as somebody who would have loved hunting, but she went and did it, and boom, this her thing now. Like, it's so cool to watch. And because she did not get that from me. I've never killed a deer. She has, and I've got to change that this year. But people are out there listening, and they want to get in touch with y'all to sign up or to find out about getting their young girls on a hunting trip, or there's a church out there that maybe has a youth group with young girls that want to do it, stuff of that nature. How far out are we from this actually happening? Who can they get in contact with? How do we move forward?
So everything kind of starts with hunting season. So once hunting season really kicks off, we'll really kick off and plan some more events. But if they're interested in doing any events with us, they can contact me at my email. It's lrobinson, ROBINSON, at mswf.org. And that way they can go ahead and we can get some stuff planned that way.
Give that out one more time.
Any landowners that want to, donate some time with us being able to go out on their property is great too. And they can get in touch with Leah for that as well.
Yes.
Yeah, but we're getting texts from folks that are offering help and stuff, sending pictures of all their hunting expeditions and fishing and stuff. Our buddy Josh out there in Pearl. So I'm sure that there are going to be a lot of landowners and whatnot that will reach out, because I think this is something really good. I mean, I can't see any downside to this. And and you're not necessarily doing it for profit either, right? I mean, this is something you're doing to give back and whatnot.
Right. We were trying to figure out how to actually do it as a foundation, but we have to go through all the legality of it. So right now it might just end up being more of an LLC, and then with that corporation, we're going to go back and do fundraisers and do it that way. So we haven't officially decided we want the foundation route, but it might just be easier because of the legality of it to just do the LLC and then come back and do charity work.
Yeah, 501c3s are a nightmare.
Right.
They really are. If you can do an LLC and do some fundraisers and just pay the taxes and call it a day, it'll be less stress for you, I promise.
Yeah, and that's what we all had concluded. We had a little...
Oh, crap. We have run up against the top of the hour. We're in our break right now. I'm just sitting here running my mouth for nothing. Hey, Ashley, do you want to sit on hold through the break? Or?
Yeah, I can.
All right, we're coming back on in 7 minutes. So if you just want to stay on hold, we'll be right back.
Okay.
All right, thank you. I lost track. I forgot we go to the top of the hour at 59 and 4. All right, welcome back into the Clay Edwards Show. We are live here on 103.9 FM and WYAB.com, as well as the TuneIn app. Search WYAB. I want to welcome a new sponsor or a new partner to the show, and this is going to be a little extra special too, this announcement here, because this one concerns me. I'd like to welcome Ellis Autoplex. My good friend Casey Ellis and his wife Rachel have opened up a car dealership right over there on 471 in Brandon, actually at 2195 Highway 471, and this is right across from Back Porch 471, basically right next door to Boo's Smokehouse there at the end of 471 at Lakeland Drive. Casey and I started working together about 12 years ago at a local Ford dealership when we both got in the car business at the same time. Worked together about 3 or 4 years over our careers. And so Casey's been in the business about 12 years or so, here locally, all in Brandon, right there in Rankin County. And he got into the independent dealership about 4 years ago, was a partner in another store, and now he has branched out and opened up his own back in January. It's Ellis Autoplex. And a little announcement here, I have gotten back in the car business, and I will be working there full-time with Casey Ellis and his wife Rachel at Ellis Autoplex. So if you are one of my thousands of customers I sold a car to over the last decade, after a year break from selling cars, you can come back and break bread with me again. We got a large selection of trucks, SUVs, cars, and we got more stuff constantly hitting the ground right there. Just go to the website. That's going to be your path of least resistance, ellisautoplex.com, and go follow us on Facebook at Ellis Autoplex. So there that is. Big announcement there. I am still doing my ceramic coating and stuff on the side at nights and on weekends at my shop, but full-time during the day when I leave the radio station. This will not affect radio, by the way. I will still be doing the radio show every morning, and if it eventually goes to 2 hours a day every day, I'll be doing it 2 hours a day every day. We will not stop putting out content, but during the day, I will be at Ellis Autoplex. So I hope to see y'all out there. So if you're in a car, or if you need a car, should I say, or if you want to sell your car, we do buy cars too. So if you want to sell your car, you don't feel like going through the hoopla of dealing with all the Craigslist crazy and the marketplace stalkers on Facebook and all that, sell it to us. Path of least resistance, my friend. All right. My guest in the studio, we have Ivanna Williams. We have Leah Robinson. And on the Matt Hike of Flowwood phone line, we have Miss Ashley Deadeye Jones. Ashley, thank you for staying on hold for that extended break there.
Yeah, it gave me the opportunity to kind of pick some stuff up around the house. Get up and do something.
Well, look, man, we appreciate it. Hey, during the break, we were talking about, and I guess I was giving some unsolicited advice, about online, as this thing grows, and just being persistent and sticking with it, and don't let the naysayers and the haters get you down, because for every one person that hates you, there's going to be another one that loves you, and just focus on what the people love, not what the people hate. And
absolutely,
because I know you've dealt with a ton of online bullying and negativity and whatnot, but just as much of that, you've dealt with way more love and admiration from people than people who look up to you as a role model.
It's funny because people will always say, when there's an ugly comment, and if I respond to any comments, they're like, I don't know why you read these, blah, blah, blah. Well, I read them because there's a whole lot more out there that are wanting to lift me up than they are putting me down, and I don't want to miss those people.
No, yeah, look, I deal with the same thing on a little different level with the Save Jackson stuff, but my content is controversial, so I expect that people are going to be mad. But I heard a quote the other day, and I think it was from the legendary golfer Greg Norman. He said, or it was either him or Charles Barkley. Anyway, one of them, I listened to a bunch of interviews, said, you're gonna have 50% of the people mad at you. You're gonna have 50% of them happy with you. If you focus on not making the 50% that are mad, if you focus on making them happy, you're going to be a failure. Focus on the 50% of people that like you and continuing to create content to like them. Or otherwise, you'll end up driving them off and making them hate you too. So just end of the day, be true to yourself. Stay honest. I think what y'all are doing is great. I'm getting a little off track there, but I think this has got a great opportunity to help young girls. But I think, Ivanna, you did tell me that, if there's some young boys and stuff that want to go on these trips too, that you're not turning people away.
Right. And I had somebody approach me the other day after I announced that we're getting into SIPPI Girls and trying to start this concept, that there are other avenues. If somebody does approach us that is a young man, under 18 who wants to go hunting, we're not going to turn them away, but we might team up with another organization that actually sponsors young boys to go out and hunt. And if they have a female that approaches them, they're going to send them to us. Now, if we can't find them somewhere to go, of course, we're going to take them hunting. I have 3 boys. Other women on the show have kids that are boys. So we're not going to be, this is all girls club. We want everybody to participate. Now, once you get over 18, we do want to be, a little bit more biased towards just women that have never hunted before.
Well, there are groups out there, too, that I'm sure help with, like hunting ministries and stuff that help with young men and stuff. I know I'm a little different, but I'm a big supporter of what is it, Hope Outdoors?
Yes.
that do the hope hunt and all that. I mean, and there's another version of that around here too, where they both kind of do the same thing. But what a tremendous. My church, Hickory Ridge Baptist, is involved, and they do that hope hunt. I think that's the one they do every year. I may be wrong. Either way, I just think that's phenomenal.
Or Southern Outdoors, maybe the Super Hunt.
Yeah,
all of them great organizations.
Absolutely, thank you. I couldn't remember the name of the other one, and that's kind of. I know this is different, but that's the vibe I get from this. Is like taking people and showing them, hey, I just think this can change lives. I'm really excited for y'all. That's why I wanted to get y'all on. I know we're early on in the process here. Right. Everything ain't laid down, but I get a chance. Me and Ivanna live across the street from each other, so I get a chance to talk to her a good bit, and she told me what she was doing. And I ran into y'all at the Outdoor Expo. I was like, yeah, I want to be involved as early on as I can get involved with this thing, and let's get the word out there, and see what we can make some noise. And so landowners,
right?
We need landowners that will allow hunting, or that have hunting land. Get in touch with these girls. If you know how to get in touch with them individually through their social medias or whatnot, reach out to them there, or reach out to Leah. Leah, give me your email address one more time.
Okay, it is L Robinson, ROBINSON at MSWF.org.
That's Mississippi Wildlife Federation.org.
Yes.
Just MSWF.org.
Yes.
Okay, I've got that email address. I know it's hard to remember stuff while you're driving down the road. Folks, if you can find it in your hearts, nobody's asking you for any money, but if you can find it in your hearts to let these ladies bring these hunts to your land, this will be awesome. So one of the other aspects of this is not just, and this is the cool part here, in my opinion, is not just, helping young girls go on these hunting trips, is y'all are hoping to film this and do a reality show out of this and show how a hunting trip works. Show, like, Ivanna's just still green when it comes to this.
Right.
Show how how to start from scratch, basically, and learn how to hunt and learn the little things. And she'll be teamed up with somebody, I imagine, who's got more experience, and they can kind of teach her the ways. And then one of the things I think is really cool is like the post-hunt kind of fireside chats, similar to y'all's little round table y'all did at the Ag Expo. I think that kind of stuff is going to be really cool. I think people are really going to dig that because you can kind of break down the day's events and whatever. And I'm really excited about this. I think it's a shame Mississippi hasn't already had something like this.
Right. Well, whenever you see hunting shows, you always see, they talk about what type of bow they have or gun or what they're hunting, and they're whispering in the woods. We want it to be more reality. We want to be talking about what we normally talk about. And so it'd be a little entertaining as well, along with trying to do conservation efforts and get other women and young kids out there hunting. But it's also, you have to have an audience to start out with. So you have to be a little entertaining, and that's where all our dynamic came in to play, is that with us 7 women, there's going to be a lot of funny stuff to say.
Okay.
And not only that, but people will get to watch someone like you, Ivanna, learning how to do, whether it's Leah taking you waterfowl hunting or me taking you deer or whatever the case may be, them seeing you learning how to do that makes it a lot less intimidating. Just getting out there in the woods and, you don't know how big the deer's supposed to be, what are all the legal aspects of it and things like that. But getting to see somebody like yourself learning how to hunt, I think will just take the pressure off of people because, I think it'll make them more comfortable to approach us to go. Because, let's face it, you're a rock star. You do what a lot of women aren't capable of doing.
Well, thank you. I say the same thing about you.
Oh, thank you. Yeah, we've got a great group. We've got a good group. Everybody, is focusing on the same thing, and I'm super excited about this.
Tell me about
put us all together for a reason.
Tell me about the other girls.
Well, you got Allie Thompson and
Allie Thompson is from West Point. She's an Artemis Sportswoman Ambassador with myself through Mississippi Wildlife Federation. And so she is already leading women in programs very similar to this through National Wildlife Federation. And she is really big into bow hunting. So I'm definitely taking in all the pointers from her on bow hunting for this year. So she is amazing at that. And then we have
Carly
Jo Williams, who is on Drake Waterfowl field staff. She has been on Mississippi Sportsman's Magazine with massive crappie. I think it was like the April edition. I think I have it in my office as long as I know that. And so I've known Carly Jo for a few years now, and she is just a genuine person. And oh man, I don't even know how to explain it, but Carly Jo, she can do everything. She's like Ashley. They can do it all.
I took her hunting once, and it was during bow season, and she was going to film, and we came around in the truck, and there were 2 massive bucks, and we didn't know each other well enough at the time for me to just tell her to duck, but I'll never forget that.
And then we have Cheyenne, who just came on board.
Yeah.
Last night.
You don't know who that is? That's Pickle.
Yeah, that's
also
Cheyenne
on the show,
Pickleweed.
Pickle.
I think Ivanna was telling me about that during one of the breaks here. That's Pickle from Swamp People Show.
Right.
Mm-hmm.
That's cool. So,
and there will also be a girl named Anna. They call her Anna the Archer, and we'll be able to announce her role in television as soon as they'll let me.
So that was a little teaser there.
Yeah.
Hey, Ashley, so how's stuff going with when do y'all start filming, or what is the season for the Swamp People stuff? When do you go down there for filming on all that? How does all that work?
I'll be down there the last week in August, and then the month of September, and then it may go the whole way. It just depends if we get our tags filled, but usually about mid-October.
Then you're basically down there all of September and part of October.
Yep. Yeah.
That's
I think this year we have 300 tags.
Wow.
Are you still getting tags and gator hunting up here?
I am. Well, my brother got a tag this year for the reservoir, and so I'm hoping that I will be able to come up and at least hunt with him. And if not, I've got a great group of people that are going to take him. I'm very confident that they will make something happen, but I would love to hunt here just because it's hunting here and it's fishing down there, and it's not as fun. It's like up here, this feels like fun, but down in Louisiana, it's work.
Yeah, it's funny how that works, isn't it? All right, look.
Yeah, it's just so close.
Yep. All right, look, Ashley, we're going to take a break and come back and wrap this thing up. I appreciate you joining us this morning.
Yeah.
If anybody is listening out there and you want to help these ladies out, reach out to one of them if you know them personally, or reach out to me and I'll get you in touch with Leah with her email address here, and she's with the Mississippi Wildlife Federation. Y'all put on the Wildlife Extravaganza, right?
Yes.
Well, I just want to say this. What a great job y'all did this year.
Thank you.
I had not been in a few years, and the move to Pearl, to the Clyde Muse Center, was phenomenal. I loved it out there. They did a great job hosting. Y'all did a phenomenal job putting the event on, and I really, really enjoyed myself. I went back out there for a second day and hung out for 4 or 5 hours because I had so much fun on the Friday. I went back to Saturday.
Well, good.
And I just couldn't say enough about it. It was a phenomenal event.
Well, that's
yeah, I agree.
Robin Carlin that works with me, her and Dan Robinson and Rob Neblett really. I'm just the minion. I just drive where I'm supposed to drive and go pick up what I'm supposed to pick up because I have a truck. But they all kind of planned it and they got it together, so they did an amazing job.
I got to meet all of them down there, and just a phenomenal job, and I cannot wait till next year's.
Thank you.
So, all right, Ashley, we appreciate you. Stay safe out there. Hope everybody gets to feeling better, and we'll be right back here on 103.9 FM.
All right.
All right, bye-bye.
Thanks for listening. Tune in tomorrow at 7 a.m. as the Clay Edwards Show discusses all that is going on in and around the city of Jackson.
This concludes our broadcast day.
Right here on 103.9 WYAB.